my God, it's working. Good morning. I am in Tulum. It's the last day of the retreat. And it has been so healing. Oh my God. So I'm just going to show you guys around, introduce you to some of my friends. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
I want to say hi to my live.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's here though. Okay, we got Onisha in the house, Miss Spiritual Fit Babe. Catherine Cersei, the retreat maven.
Come on, retreat maven.
Let's go. Miss Dan Arhakos. We're in heaven right now. Yesterday we did a paddleboarding session out here and just healed all of our energy.
Teacher S.
Oh, it was so beautiful and so many things opened up for us. You know, when you are in nature and you're surrounded by green energy, that is the color of the heart chakra. And the heart chakra just opens your heart. It brings compassion. It brings light. And it's no wonder that when we live in the cities, we live in like the concrete jungle, we're depressed. You know, you think you can't keep a plant alive and then you're wondering why you're depressed. It's like, you're a plant too. Remember we talked about that. If you can't keep a plant alive in your place, why the fuck would you be able to stay alive?
Exactly. The first garden that you ever water is the garden of your heart. And that's why your tears are so important.
Garden of the
That's
heart.
Dan, the garden of the heart.
Garden of
It's
the
true
heart.
though, because if you can't keep a plant alive inside of like a 500 square foot box with no sunshine, a part of your soul is gonna die there. And that's not even bad. It's just you just need to observe it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
honor it.
And honor it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna show you guys around a little bit more. Got so many adorable seating areas. I mean, this place has been literally out of control. I can't even begin to process all the things that have happened. 2 days ago, we went into a temazcal with a shaman, and oh my God, the spirits were coming, the fear was coming up, everything needed to be released, and it was honestly quite frightening, but I'm a different person after purging all that, let me tell you. But look at this. We had our astrology training up there yesterday, this training up there yesterday. You know, there's 8 of us here right now, and all of us had a personal astrology reading, and they were so powerful, and they were all so different. You know, it's not like astrologers say the same thing to everyone. It truly is. Oh my God, all of you are waving. Hello. This is my first live, you guys, so this is so exciting that you're here. I love you all for being in this community. Something that we talked about yesterday actually was, what does it feel like to bring in new earth energy to your life, to your relationship, and to your business, right? It's a really common buzz phrase these days, like we're in new earth now. You know, what does that mean to leave old earth behind? And I really think that what that means is to question, observe, and really analyze the systems that have not been serving us, the ones that have gotten us to this point but are no longer necessary, right? These old paradigms of doing business, these old paradigms of viewing relationships. And you know, the old earth energy is actually very masculine. Think about the age of the industrial era. The masculine era says like, you need to keep going, you need to hustle, grind, you know, sleep when you're dead. And this new earth energy is saying, we need the feminine, we need balance, we need yin, we need flow, we need connection, we need intimacy. And these are things that we have to bring into our business and our life. So in terms of manifestation, you know, if you want a manifestation perspective, a lot of people come into my program, a lot of people come into my DMs, and they're always asking me, what do I do? What do I do? And this is really a result of growing up in such a strongly masculine-driven society that thrives on capitalism, which is obviously a symptom of this masculine energy. And I don't want you to think about what you need to do in order to get your manifestations. We'll get there. That's actually the last piece. There's something that has to happen before you move into the masculine and start taking action. Because law of action, of course, is very necessary. Something happens before that, though. And it's the intention, it's the visualization, it's the piece that you really think about, how is this manifestation going to serve me, but also others, right? It's not a take world anymore. The feminine really asks us to give before we receive. It's both, right? It's the law of exchange. And so with the masculine energy society that we've been in, there's been no exchange. It's been, what do I get? How do I maximize profits? How do I advance myself? And I want everyone to advance themselves. I want everyone to be rich and abundant and wealthy, and all of that is possible. But we can get to those places so much more faster while honoring the flow of life and society, and making sure that whatever we're bringing into the world, whether it be a product, a service, anything that you would sell, that has to serve the collective, right? It has to be rising the vibration of other people. It has to be helping people. And it's no wonder why the people that are really helping people right now transform themselves, transform their lives, their mindsets, their habits. These people are they're becoming very successful, right? There's a lot of rhetoric around people who are in the spiritual world, making a lot of money, and like, oh, is that spiritual or not? And it's like, yeah, that is effing spiritual. We're getting people to really realize like the connection that they have with the one source, realize that there's limitless opportunities and abundance available to them. And that's spiritual. But when you do become whole, everything opens up for you, because you're no longer in the chasing energy, right? Every single thing that you could ever want, that you are upset about not having yet, is because you believe, I'm going to feel so much better, so much more whole when I get there, right? And this puts you in opposition with it. And that's every single person who comes to manifestation. It happened to me too, right? You hear about this thing, it's kind of trendy, and you're like, ooh, like I'm going to use manifestation to get the thing that I want. And you will try the techniques, you will journal, you will, pull the tarot cards, you're going to do the subliminal audios and all that shit. And you're going to think, okay, this is all going to work. And you will actually get some mild results. You'll start feeling a little bit better, but the degree to which you can truly manifest will come down to how willing and open you are to heal your wounds. Because the reason why you want that shit is because at some point in your childhood or teenagehood or wherever, you started to believe that you couldn't fucking have it. Someone told you that you weren't good enough. Someone told you that you weren't smart enough. Someone told you that you didn't have the resources, that you didn't have the capabilities. And none of that is fucking true. None of that. And so when you come into coaching, my job is really not to help you. My job is not to change all of your beliefs and like help you manifest, although that is what happens, right? My job, okay, is to help illuminate exactly what has been stopping you from doing this all along, because you already have this power. I'm not giving you anything special. This is all within you. It's in your heart. It's in your spirit. You're the biggest manifestation there ever was. You're literally right here on earth right now with me. This is the craziest fucking part. Any other manifestation just pales in comparison to the incredible matrix that is you, honestly. And so all of this power is within you. And you're wondering, what do I need to do in order to get this manifestation? And I'm like, at first, nothing. At first, we have to just bring up, witness, acknowledge every single old story, every single painful experience, honestly, every trauma that led us to believe, I'm not going to be okay until this happens, when this happens. I'm not okay until this happens. And so we go back in time, and we figure out, what happened here? Okay, can you stop? What you were 7 years old when what was it that happened? Oh, okay, you were 7 years old when your parents told you to knock it off because you looking in the dirt and trying to find rocks and shit was like super annoying and unnecessary. They're like, can you knock that off? Can you knock that off? But you didn't know that at that time you had a genuine connection to gemstones, okay? This is a client that I recently had. You have a genuine connection to gemstones. And that was something your soul wanted to explore, right? And manifest, right? Life amongst gemstones. And her parents told her, that's stupid, knock it off. And so then she grows up and she becomes a full functioning adult like we all do. And then you just believe that anything that you're interested in, any of your dreams, they're super stupid. They're not worth your time. You need to do something more serious. You need to get a real job, whatever the fuck that means. And you lose this connection to your true self, the part of you that was whole and complete when you got here. And in coaching, we uncovered, it took us a while, but we uncovered, when I was a kid, I just really loved like picking up rugs and shit, and I would just make these little necklaces, and what's crazy now she wants to pursue, potentially doing jewelry design, and she with these fucking gemstones, and it's like, that's no surprise, right? You wonder, like, how did those people end up in those industries, end up being in those jobs? And it's like, just look at yourself as a kid. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, were you on the ground, like, you know, picking the grass or the flowers and leaves? You know, I was writing books since oh God, what happened here? The connection got weak. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm waving at all of you now. Feel free to stop me with questions. Oh my God, the likes. Hello. I'm waving at all of you. I don't have any questions yet, so I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, the brainwashing because they weren't healed yet. Yeah, so let's talk about that. We're all brainwashed, okay? And what we need to do in order to manifest the biggest life of our dreams, the manifestation of abundance, is we have to acknowledge our conditioning, right? And what people don't realize is that a lot of people don't know that they're conditioned. They just think, oh, this is just the world. This is just how it is. No. Get on a plane, go somewhere else, go live their life, be immersed in that culture, and you will see, oh, so this is normal for them. But that's weird to me, right? And then, okay, vice versa. Like, if you go to Japan and then maybe they come here, they're going to be like, huh, this is normal for you. This is weird for me. And that's on conditioning, right? Because what you think is normal and what you think is possible for you is literally just a state of thinking that has been reinforced over many, many years of messaging from your parents, from society, from your peers, your teachers. And none of this has to do with the actual state and nature of reality. When you start to zoom out of the place that you kind of grew up in and formed yourself in, you zoom out of that and you see, okay, there's all these different ways of being and living, and maybe you're on social media and you see other people living their lives in that way, and you realize, and there's something that kind of gets activated within you. It could be inspiration, it could actually be even a trigger, it could be anger, it could be irritation. That's actually signaling to you, hey, look at this. That's what's possible for you, right? And so there's two ways to respond to that. Like I said, either you are at the point where you've calibrated to the realization that, hey, I can do that too because I understand the law of one. I know that everything is connected. All the energy is here for me to use and harness and create from. Or you see someone living their best life and you go, fuck that person. And what's really happening is you are believing that you can't have it too. That's the lie. And when you believe you can't have it too, it is really painful to see someone else having it because that's what you want. You've wanted that your whole life. And so you feel jealousy, you feel envy, you feel anger, you might be mad at your situation, you might be mad at your parents, you might be mad at your place in society, but like, and that's all valid. You know, we don't bypass emotions in my program. We don't bypass fucking anything, because the most spiritual thing that you can do is just feel your fucking feelings. We don't bypass any of that shit. But what we do is we uncover what is the story that's underneath this emotion. Why are we so upset that person is living their best life? What's happening here? And then we start excavating and we realize, well, when I see that person, you know, jet setting around the world, or when I see that person starting a family, or when I see that person getting married, it just triggers me because like I don't have that yet. And it's like, of course, but that doesn't mean you won't. It doesn't mean that. Someone else having it has nothing to do with your ability to have it. That is believing that abundance is limited. You know, if you were, okay, I'm gonna wave at some of you. Oh, my brother's here. What the fuck? Hi. Do I have the key? Yes. It's upstairs. Just go look in the felt bag. Okay, everyone say goodbye to my roomie. Hi. This is Danielle. She's getting married.
Sam is amazing.
She's getting married in like 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Best roommate ever.
Go get married. Love you.
Love you, girl.
Okay, the key's in the gray felt bag. Bye. Everyone's leaving today. I'm staying for like 4 more days because why the fuck would I leave? Like, why the fuck would I leave? What was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought. Someone remind me what I was talking about. Oh my goodness. Hi, people. I'm gonna wave at everyone. Someone remind me what I was talking about. I get into these crazy streams of consciousness and then I just forget what the heck I'm talking about. Or maybe we are complete. Maybe it's time to log off. What do you guys think? There's so much more to say. I think that I'm gonna start scheduling my lives so that people can know when to hop on. But one of the topics that I really want to dive into is why capitalism has impaired your ability to manifest. This was an incredibly groundbreaking, earth-shaking realization for me that the society that I grew up in fucked with my ability to understand that I can create my own reality, and that it's honestly pretty advantageous to that society for me to not realize those powers. And so, we all have witchiness within us. I'm not even kidding. This is the kind of shit that I never say in my videos because people will just think I'm weird, but I'm being real. All of us have an incredible power to create anything. I swear, anything that you can see in your mind, you can actually create into 3D reality. What stops you from that is resistance in the form of old stories, limiting beliefs, fears, past conditioning. Oh yeah, someone said that I was talking about how we are conditioned and the underlying hurt behind what we feel. Yeah, so we are conditioned to believe that abundance is limited, right? And so I just want you to imagine that if your friend right now in Australia if you right now, wherever you are in the country, were healthy, okay, you have a healthy body, you're feeling vitality like coursing through your blood, you feel abundant and alive and healthy, that does not impact someone's ability to be healthy, right? And also, your health does not negatively impact some person in Australia negatively, right? Like, you being healthy does not fuck up someone's health. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with any other thing that you could be abundant in, because, by the way, being abundant in health is like number one. That's like that's the first thing that you could be abundant in. So if you're abundant in that, you're already killing it. But we know on some deep level already, we trust that my health, okay, me feeling healthy and alive in my body, has nothing to do with you feeling healthy in your body. Whether you feel healthy in your body has to do with what actions and beliefs you have, what you take. But there's some weird thing that happens when it comes down to money, possessions, career, relationships. Suddenly, I'm in a committed relationship with someone for 7 years, and then someone else thinks, oh, well, there's no good men left in the world, or no good women left in the world. And it's like, no, babe. When did you start believing that? Right? There's something that preceded that belief, because that's limiting abundance, right? That's bringing, look at like all of these trees. It'd be like if I picked a leaf on one of these effing trees, and then you were like, you just took the best leaf. You just took the best fucking leaf, and now there's no leaves left. What am I gonna do? I'd be like, are you literally on crack? There's so many leaves here. Like, there's actually a huge one over there, right? And so that's how it feels when I hear people say that they don't believe they can have it. And I love when they come to my work, and I love when they come into my space and containers, because I get to be the one that really breaks them out of that. And so what happens when you come into the space and you decide to accept that what happens is you experience so much pain. This is what leads to your expansion. You experience so much pain. It's this really, really fucking tight contraction where you just feel like nothing is going to get better. You hate your life. You don't know how to stop feeling stuck. You literally want to give up right now. And that is the most important fucking precipice that you could ever reach, okay? When you're in this like tight little ball of like hate and anger, you take all that rage, and then you finally decide, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to feel this shitty. There has to be another way. And because things got so painful, you had to look at it, right? Because before that, you were suppressing, okay? You were like, you know what, life sucks, but whatever. Like, I'm just going to drink with my friends on the weekend. I'm just going to do drugs a little bit. And when I feel uncomfortable at night with like the state of my life, I'm just going to binge eat and like watch Netflix and doom scroll all at the same time. And trust me, I have been there, okay? I've had Netflix on, my phone in my hand, my popcorn and my chips and my chocolate, and I just ignore how the fuck I feel. And a lot of us are doing that. And if you can get to the point where you stop suppressing enough to feel the pain of your unlived life. Renina Lewis, where is the best place to connect with you? Anyone on this live, you should DM me. I'm going into the DM, so just DM me your questions and say that you were at the live. If you don't say that you were at the live, I won't respond to your DMs. Say that you were at the live and I'll respond to your DMs. So one once you can stop actually suppressing, okay, that feeling of just dissatisfaction with your life for long enough, you're going to feel pain. Now, this is really good because the pain is going to require you to do something about it. I want you to imagine that you just busted your knee. Okay, you just busted your knee on the sidewalk and it was hurting really fucking bad and you just ignored it. You were like, no big, I'm just gonna let the blood, like run down my leg. Like, no big deal, it's fine. I'm fine. No, you're not fine. Your knee is bleeding. It's fractured. You need assistance. You need someone else. You need to go to the hospital. You need a doctor to literally examine your knee and maybe give you stitches or like put a fucking cast on. Like, you need ointment. You need something, right? And so pain, I want you to realize, physically and metaphysically, is a signal, right? When you feel pain, that's your body, that's your heart saying something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something's fucked up right now. If nothing was fucked up, you wouldn't feel pain. And so we'll move from the physical dimension to the metaphysical dimension. If you're feeling an emotion of anxiety, regret, shame, guilt, these are signals that something is not right. And usually what it is I'm not living in alignment with my true purpose. I'm not actually doing what the fuck I would do if I had more money and if I had more time. Because let's be honest with ourselves right now on this live. You're here, there's 14 people here. Let's be honest right now. If you had money, if you had time, what would you be doing? What would you be doing? And would it be what you're doing right now? Drop in the chat. I'm curious. I'm curious to know, what would you be doing? And are you doing that right now? Hola. Buenos dias. Okay, you guys. I don't know if you guys are slow to respond or if this is the Wi-Fi situation. I have no idea. But, oh, there's a question here. Okay. I like this. Wait, where did it go? How do you bring yourself back grounded when you start to experience uncertainty? Okay, this is really good. Okay, so uncertainty is forever. Okay? There is no moment in your life when you will finally have every single thing figured out. You will never feel anxiety. You will always feel safe. And you will never have to make a hard decision again. That never happens. Hi, Kim. I love you so much. Come downstairs and join this live. What you have to do is you'd have to develop your spiritual toolbox of practices that bring you back to the present. In the present, you said certainty is forever, but I'm pretty sure you meant uncertainty is forever. Uncertainty is forever. But something else is forever. That's way fucking better than certainty, okay? I'm gonna give it to you right now. It's the present moment. In this moment, which goes on forever, because you're always in this moment, you're always okay. I just want you to all observe yourselves right now. Maybe you're sitting on a couch, maybe you're sitting on a chair, maybe you're sitting on a deck, and you're okay. You're okay right now. What's not okay are the stories you're telling yourself about the past and the future. That's what's not okay with you right now. You're sitting here and you're physically intact. Nothing is happening. There is no environmental threat in the environment. The threat is coming from up here. The threat is that, oh my God, I did something bad, or oh my God, something bad is gonna happen to me. That's what's causing your anxiety. And in order to move past that, there's beautiful things that we can do to move into the present. Renina Lewis just asked, same person, what are your favorite exercises to get back into the present? Amazing question. Breath work. Breath work is a series of controlled, conscious breathing that sometimes can be quite rhythmic and really forces you out of here because you have to count. Sometimes it's like 4 and then 8 and then 7 and there's music and there's a beat. I would just look on, my favorite app right now for that is Open. But you can go on YouTube, you can go online. There's so many breathwork practices that really brings me back to the present moment. Dancing, I want you guys to look at babies, you guys. Babies, from the moment they can stand, if you turn on music, they are hilarious. They just start dancing. They can't stop dancing. They literally they just start shaking and bending their knees and doing that natural thing. And then at some point in your adulthood, you were like, yeah, I can't dance. I don't know how to dance. I'm like, what are you talking about? Everyone knows how to dance. You don't know how to dance professionally, as in, you know, maybe learning routines and performing them, but you know how to dance. You know how to bend your knees and move your arms. You've been doing that since you were like 1 year old. And so these are the types of practices that you can use to kind of bring yourself back. Breath work, dancing, any type of breath practice that you combine with movement. So, you know, yoga is really good, Pilates is really good, but it's really important for me to acknowledge that when you do feel really shitty, you just don't want to move, right? And there's a reason for that. When you're feeling really shitty, you're at a very, very low vibration. You have very low energy. The energy within your body is moving at a very slow pace, right? You're more dense. That's why you actually feel heavier. You feel lethargic. You feel tired, right? So at that low vibration, you're not an energetic match yet to moving, right? So it makes sense that when you feel like shit, you're like, I just want to stay on the couch and like not get up. It's like, oh yeah, like, well, that activity's in energetic alignment with you currently. The way to bring yourself out of that is, well, two things. You can either start to do some thought work where you're going to start analyzing like what you're currently thinking in this moment, start to question whether you want to keep that thought, think about some more positive things. Maybe you think about your dog, maybe you think about your family, maybe you think about the water that's coming out of the tap, anything you have to kind of call upon to get yourself into a better vibration where that's going to be now in energetic alignment with you. Or you just realize in that moment that, okay, fuck, it's really hard for me to get up right now, but I know for a fact that when I do, because it is a fact, when you do get up and when you do move, that's actually going to start shifting your thoughts. Because once you start moving, once you start, like, you know, you've all felt it. You go to the club, you go to the rave, whatever, the beach, and you're dancing. And then now your thoughts, all the negative thoughts you had, they're not in alignment with you anymore. They start to float away. You don't really think them anymore because thoughts and actions, they find each other. That's alignment. So the goal of alignment, as we say in this community, is to choose positive thoughts that will correspond with appropriate actions that are in alignment with what you want to experience. Now, most of us are not doing that. Most of us are choosing unconsciously on default. There's a thought that we've been having for a very long time, since our childhood, and it corresponds with an action that is not in alignment with what we want to experience. So let me just give you an example. Oh my God, I could never do that. Okay, so if you believe you could never do that, how do you think that's going to make you feel? Oh my God, I can never do that. That's like discouraged, it's insecure, it's sad, maybe anger. It'll be a different emotion for all of you depending on who you are and what relationship you have with a thought like that. But imagine, okay, so I think to myself, I can never do that. Now I feel terrible about myself. I'm discouraged, anxious, insecure, I'm regretful and sad and angry. What types of actions do you think are in alignment with that emotion? What type? Are they the actions of staying in bed? Are they the actions of staying in at night? Are they the actions of connecting with people? Not really. You know, a lot of people are asking me what they need to do. Remember, going back to the beginning, oh my God, this has been a while. Remember at the beginning we talked about masculine and feminine, and how we're moving out of the masculine, we're moving out of the old earth energy, and now we're moving into the new, where there's more feminine, there's more flow, there's more connection. And we would need to connect first with the reality that we want to create, right? The reality that we want to create. And then before we do anything, we have to become extremely conscious of, what would I need to think and feel in order to be in alignment with that? Because let me tell you, I was trying to manifest writing a book and getting a book agent for years. And for so long, I couldn't embody what it would feel like to be an author. Now, you guys know I manifested a book agent like 2 days ago, which is so fucking crazy. Yeah, the birds are like cheering me on. It's so cool. But for so long, all I could think was, I could like never do that. That'd be so hard. Like, I don't know how to write a book. Like, how do you even get a book agent? Like, how do you even like break into that? And Volcanic Bird says this is so beautifully expressed. Oh, thank you. You guys can talk to me, by the way. Put messages in here so that I can respond to things. Otherwise, I'll just literally keep talking. This is like my stream of consciousness. Destination Alexis, hello. How are you? I see you here all the time. So beautiful. Thank you for being here. But before, all I could think was, how am I going to do that? That seems so difficult. That seems so hard. How do I even book into the book industry? Like it does seem really daunting until you've done it. But that's the thing. Before you do anything, it seems fucking impossible. Literally, before you do anything, it seems impossible. So I was coming up against all of those limiting beliefs, all those blocks. Like, I've never written a book before. I don't know how to write a book. Like, how do you even do that? Like, I don't have those type of skills. And you tell me, what do you think those types of thoughts aligned me with? Not reaching out to book people, not writing a book, not doing any fucking thing book related. And this is why we just procrastinate, because your brain is like, oh, if that's like not possible, then why would we waste effort? You know, your brain's really smart. If you tell your brain, yeah, that's not possible, like, it will learn that. Now it's in the subconscious. So now anytime you go to write a book, you're gonna be like, your brain's gonna be like, yeah, Sam, we're not going to do that because that's not going to like lead to anything. That's going to be such a waste. You know what I mean? So you would have to start doing the inner work of, why do I believe that is not possible? When did that start? For me, it started when my mom told me, that's not a real job. Author's not a real job. And I'm like, oh, and now I'm telling her about it and how I got this book agent and how like we're like negotiating book deals and shit. And she's like, I guess that's a real job. Like, I guess it's a real job, right? Because you don't think it's possible until you see it. But this is the problem with manifestation. I told you I was going to do this later, but this is a really long live, so maybe another time we have to talk about this. But why capitalism has fucked with your ability to manifest, okay? I'm going to do it right now. That's fine. We're going to do it right now. Okay. Why capitalism has fucked with your ability to manifest. Okay, so you grew up in a society that taught you needed to do stuff, work primarily, in order to get stuff, then you'd be happy. Okay, so capitalism has reversed the manifestation formula. It says do things, have things, be happy. Okay? Now, this is what keeps you on the hedonic treadmill, because you're doing the work, you're going to school, you're getting the degrees, you're literally making the salary, you're getting the apartment, you're a grown-up now, holy shit. Now you have like fucking furniture, you've got money in your bank account, you finally have all the things that you said that were gonna get you to happiness after you did all this stuff. And so now you're here and you're like, where's my happiness? Where's my happiness? It's not working. This doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work to go from the outside in. You can't go outside of yourselves and do all this work and get all these things and then expect yourself to be happy. Now, when you come to manifestation, you try to approach it from this exact same approach. You're like, what do I need to do in order to manifest shit in order to be happy? And I'm like, babe, I'm going to blow your mind. You've got it all wrong. We need to reverse this pattern, okay? And you already know, because you guys are in the communities. You already know about manifestation. Manifestation, the formula is backwards. Capitalism fucked this up for you guys, okay? It's not your fault. Manifestation says you got to be happy, be whole now, be abundant now, be okay with yourself now, heal your shit so that you can get to this point, okay? Do things that are aligned, take inspired action, then we get to have stuff. Then we receive stuff. Then we attract stuff. So it's be, do, have. This is the proper formula of manifestation. And all of you are going about it the wrong fucking way. You're like, what do I need to do so that I can get stuff, so that I can be happy? And I'm going to tell you, you can do that. Okay, you can do that, but it's unsustainable. And I've been there, I've done that like 50,000 times because I was such an overachiever. I'm like Aries all through my chart. So like, I'll just like fucking full speed charge ahead to anything that I want and I will get it. Like I can get anything that I want with like brute force and just like straight up willpower. But something happens when you do that. So if you say to yourself, you're going to do work, like you're going to be the overachiever, you're going to be the perfectionist, you're going to do every single thing, like A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever. Then you're going to get the stuff. Maybe you reach a certain status, you get some money, you get some, respect, you get your house, whatever. And now you might be happy, but it's temporary, okay? You get everything and you're like, eek, yay! And then like a second goes by, a minute, give it a day, give it 3 days. And all of a sudden you're like, now what? Now what? New panic, new danger approaching. You got to do it all again. You got to do it all again. Because now, if the money that you made, if the status that you achieved, if the person that you attracted, if that goes away, you're going to be sad again. Because you only allowed yourself to be happy once you got that thing. And so now you have to chase to keep that thing. So it's actually not enough to get the thing. You have to keep chasing the thing. This is what's so problematic with the traditional like forms of manifestation that are trying to get you to this place where you can finally get the thing. I'm not trying to help you get the thing like one time, right? I'm trying to help you maintain the state of like joy and abundance and activate that within you consistently so that you can continue doing this manifestation work. But if you attract that thing from this framework, okay? From the framework of I did the work, I got the stuff, and now I'm happy. Now you've got this fucking hamster wheel running and you have to keep doing it. It's never ending. It's never ending. Like, and so this is the pitfall of manifesting. And it's why I don't teach in this direction. Because then you're going to come into my program, you're going to get one thing and be like, oh my God, Sam, yay, I manifested this thing. And I'm going to be like, okay, but you're going to, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to keep doing the work to like maintain that thing, to get more of that thing. And it's why, like, I know people who have $1 million and it's not enough. Okay, it wasn't enough before they got it, and then they got it, and now it's still not enough. Now they have to 2 million, 3 million, 10 million. You know, your problems calibrate with yourself. Okay, so right now for you, like paying rent for like $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, that might be really hard. But trust me, at the millionaire level, you're like, oh man, like my $30,000 a month apartment's like really expensive. You know, like it just moves with you. And so, you know, these things that you think that you want, they don't resolve your anxiety. They don't resolve your shame, your regret, your guilt. Only you can do that. No thing can do that. And when you think about it, you really got to think, okay, so if the emotion of like shame, anxiety, guilt, overwhelmed, if that's coming from in here, which it is, you feel that in your body, right? You know when you feel a certain way. It's an emotion. Why the fuck would something outside fix that? Just think about it. How is it possible that something coming from the inside world would be fixed by the outside world? Those are two different worlds. There's no possible way for that to work. You know what I'm saying? There's just no possible way. And so that's why manifestation work is inherently healing work. You can't do it without healing, because in order to become an energetic match to everything that you've ever wanted, you'd have to go in here. You'd have to figure out, why did I start believing that I needed this thing? And how can I give that self to me? How can I give that to myself now? Not wait for the outside thing to come in, because that's, like I said before, it's unsustainable. Now you need more things. Now you need more stuff. It's never ending. And that's not joy. That's not happiness. That's anxiety. Right? Because there's a lot of people right now who I know have a ton of things, that have a ton of what you would consider manifestations, and they're still totally unhappy. Totally unhappy. They need more stuff. They need more money. Oh my God, new something. I gotta move. I gotta do something. It's like, because nothing outside of you can fix what's inside of you. Only you can go within and heal what's inside of you, so that you can literally open your heart and become this energetic match to every single thing you've ever wanted to experience. And so if a lot of this sounds really esoteric, none of this really is making sense right now, it's just kind of all bouncing around in your brain, I would encourage you to go back and watch this from the beginning. But also, if you were on this live, send me a DM if you have questions. Say you were on the live and I will respond to your DMs. Because it's like a new thing for me, and this is really fun, and I want to make sure that we're building community, because that's New Earth Energy. New Earth Energy is all about building community, you know, growing together. It's not enough anymore to just like climb the ladder like by yourself, right? And that's like the old Earth Energy. That's the masculine, traditional, capitalist way. It's like you climb the ladder and you know, leave people at the bottom. That's not my vibe. That's not the energy. The energy now is, I'm not winning until we're all winning. That's it. I'm not successful until we're all successful. You know, it's not success to like push people down on your way up. That's just not the vibe. You know, the New Earth Energy really is I am showing you what's possible so that you can also know what's possible, so that you can be here with me. It's actually not fun, to be honest, to be in these spaces and to be in this state of mind and reality without you guys. It's not fun at all. It can actually be very lonely. And someone actually mentioned in here derealization. I'm going to go back. Sam, have you experienced derealization when you have your spiritual awakening? Abso-fucking-lutely, because you start waking up and you start questioning everything, but no one around you is questioning anything, or maybe they are, but they're not telling you that they are, and you just feel fucking alone. You're like, who do I talk to about my life falling apart? Like, how do I get people to understand that, like, I feel really confused in this reality? Nothing makes sense anymore. All the things that once made me happy no longer make me happy. I don't know what I'm doing. What's happening? Like, every single thing that you thought was keeping you together is all of a sudden falling apart. And it's not fun. And so my goal now really is to build community, build spaces, you know, for people to continue this work together, because I'm going to tell you one final thing, and I hope you never fucking forget it. This is like, don't forget this, write this down. Suffering happens in monologue. Healing happens in dialogue. Send me hearts if you like that, because this is what we're missing. If you're suffering right now, it's because you've kept every single negative thought, every single limiting belief inside your own head, and you've never questioned it. And you never said it to anyone else who could say to you, you know what, babe? Me too. Me too. You know, there's pretty much nothing that you could say to a group of people where it wouldn't elicit a me too. Yet you're sitting on the couch by yourself right now thinking, it's just me. It's just me being a mid to late 20s, 30-something who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with their life. And it's like, no, that's all of us. Don't worry. That's all of us. We're figuring it out, you know, but it's just not enough anymore in this world for you to have success and like not anybody else. And that was the way that we learned what success was. It was like competition. You know, a very masculine driven society. That's what capitalism has taught us. It's like your business is competing with their business, right? And now it's crazy. I'm on this retreat with a bunch of other spiritual, like conscious creators, healers, coaches, and you know, we're all technically in the same industry, the same space, but babes, we're doing it all our own way. Like no one's competing with anyone. Like nobody can do what I do. Absolutely not. And I could never do what they do. You know, there's beautiful sound healing artists here, there's business coaches here, there's retreat hosts here, and it's like there's just no competition, because we don't win that way. We don't win when we put other people down. We don't win when we only win when we rise up together. And so that's really my goal for this. And so I want to continue building more community. If you're here right now and you joined late, definitely go back and watch this. I'll probably post it. And if you were on this live and you want to ask me a question, say you were on the live, send me a DM, and then next time I'm going to schedule a live so that I can have more of you with me, more of you asking questions. Would love to chat with you all. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day here in Tulum. I'm going to go to the beach later and just really soak it all in, because I want you to know one last final thing. Your time is limited. You're not going to be here forever. And so just enjoy this day. It's the only time you'll get to experience it. Goes by so fast. You know, hug the loved ones, tell them you're sorry, tell them you fucking love them, and then just be happy, you know. And if you're not happy right now, really write some things down to bring to me in the DMs. We'll figure out together why you're not happy. We'll figure out what the block is. There's something there. There's something more to excavate. Love you all.